So, in typical Valve fashion, they went quiet just long enough for the community to start panicking, calling CS2 a dead and abandoned game. So naturally, Valve just hit us with the Armory update, featuring over 100 new items being added into the game, and a super clean looking interface in the menu that I've had a lot of fun navigating and looking through at all the new toys. Now, a big portion of this update is mostly cosmetics, skins, and different things like that, which is a bit disappointing for a decent amount of the community like myself. However, there are some pretty important gameplay changes, so if you stick around to the end of the video, we'll talk about all of that as well. The Armory seems to be Valve's take on a battle pass, and of course we had something kind of similar with operation passes in prior years, but this is more cosmetic focused than an operation. And after purchasing and activating the Armory pass, you've got the opportunity to earn Armory credits, which can be redeemed to open up one of the new collections in the game. And it's not just skins this time. They've finally added in charms, and you can place them literally anywhere you want to on your weapons. So there are two different charm collections added. The Missing Link charms, which feature little sausage player models and other cool skin-inspired characters, as well as the Small Arm charms, which are exactly what they sound, small little firearms to hang off the big ones. The most exciting part about all of this is the fact that there are 3 new weapon collections being introduced, along with an all-new gallery case. So let's get started by breaking down all these collections. Up first, we've got the Overpass collection, featuring some very cool graffiti-inspired skins, which makes perfect sense considering that it's, inspired off the map Overpass. And up next, we've got the Graphic collection, and in the description it says it's inspired off of traditional print media, and to be quite honest, I have no idea what that means. They look very bright and colorful, which is pretty cool, and I definitely like what I'm seeing so far out of all of these different skins. And finally, there's the Sport and Field collection, which, with the name, I was expecting something kind of camo and outdoorsy looking, and there's definitely a couple of those in there, but it's not all that consistent since the coolest skin in this case is an M4A1S Fade, which is awesome, but doesn't really match the theme of Sport and Field. Please give this skin to me, Valve. Now, those collections you're able to redeem with the Armory tokens we talked about earlier, but what about the new case? You can definitely redeem this bad boy with the Armory tokens, but to open it, you're still gonna have to buy a key with some IRL money. Along with the new weapon skins, they've also added in a couple of sticker collections as well, which I'm a little bit less enthused about, but one thing that's pretty cool is the fact that they've introduced the scrape preview, so you can see what a scraped sticker will look like on your gun, so you have full control of what you're buying and putting on your weapon. Now, before we're done talking about skins and all the cosmetic changes, I want to thank today's sponsor, SkinsMonkey. So, SkinsMonkey is an automated CS2 trading site that provides an instant way for you to get new skins. All you have to do is select your old skins that you don't want anymore and then pick out some fresh ones to trade for. It's as easy as that. And right now you could get a free $5 if you use code TACTICS on the site. And finally, you could get up to a 35% deposit bonus when using my code. So thanks again to SkinsMonkey for sponsoring this video. Links in the description. Alright, so let's jump right back in. They've also introduced limited edition items, which are items that are only in the Armory for a limited amount of time. These cost a whopping 25 Armory credits, which will definitely take quite a bit of time to save up for, although I've got to admit, if they all look as cool as this Deagle, it's probably going to be worth it. So how do these tokens even work? Well, as you're playing on Valve servers, you earn tokens the same way you earn XP in games. Anytime you make progress towards your XP, you also make progress on your Armory credits. And now, if you're wondering why I have 2, it's because I bought and activated a second pass. You can actually have up to 5 Armory passes active at a time, costing a grand total of $79.95, but earning up to 5x the amount you normally would. Here's the amount I gained after winning an arms race match in around 3 minutes. Not too bad, especially if you have more than 1 pass active. Alright, so let's finish up the cosmetic side of things before we jump into the actual gameplay changes that most of my viewers are probably more excited about. So Valve has also introduced a 7-day retrade and remarket restriction on any items coming from the in-game store, including the Armory, as well as trade offers and community market purchases. I imagine this will have some sort of effect on different sorts of vendors and external sites, but I'm not really sure at the moment as I'm not an expert on that sort of thing. And speaking of your inventory, one thing you've probably noticed new inside of yours is this charm detachment tool, which will, as you would probably expect, allow you to detach charms from weapons. But unlike scraping stickers, if you detach a charm, you can actually reuse it and put it on a different skin. Also, all stickers, patches, and charms available on the Steam Community Market, in the Armory, or on Friends' Steam inventory web pages can now be previewed on your own inventory items, which is pretty cool. They've also added in quite a few quality of life changes to stickers and name tags. As we already talked about, there's actually a sticker scrape level selector when applying new stickers to weapons, and they've added in a very precise sticker wear level whenever you're scraping existing stickers on your inventory weapons. They've also added a way to immediately remove existing stickers from your inventory on weapons in addition to sticker scraping. They've also added in a name tag module preview on actual items when applying name tags. They've also fixed several cases where applying name tags or stickers would unequip the weapon from your loadout, which I was dealing with just today, which is pretty exciting. Valve also removed the ability to delete cases straight from your inventory, which is an interesting change that'll probably have some sort of effect on the market. But that pretty much covers all of the skin and cosmetic related stuff. Let's talk about some actual technical gameplay changes that are going to have a pretty big impact. The most gameplay impacting change is the fact that Valve have heavily tweaked the movement and strafing leg animations to be a whole lot cleaner. This should have a positive impact on holding angles, especially fighting quick strafes. Alige speculates that this might be a much needed slight T-side nerf in response to this comparison that Ale made between the most recent update animations and the September 10th update animations. Hopefully this makes CT side a little bit easier when it comes to holding angles at the very least. They also fixed a bug where flashbangs and HE grenades were instantly exploding on walls, which is definitely not ideal whenever you're not expecting a flash to go off right in your face. They've also adjusted the way that feet pin and unpin from the ground to pretty much completely eliminate those aggressive Michael Jackson lean peaks. They've also changed up ladder animations so that characters' heads are much more representative of where it actually looks like it is relative to your camera, which is definitely going to help with some weird ladder deaths and that sort of thing. So another really good change from Valve. And now moving on to the audio side of things, a huge issue was finally fixed to where the ragdoll water splash sounds would play by mistake for live players. I'm sure a lot of you have had this issue on Anubis when you're rotating through canals, or even sometimes shifting through spawn on Ancient. I'm really glad they fixed this because it was a super frustrating bug to deal with when you were trying to stealth. Now, as far as maps are concerned, Valve have made tons of changes on almost every single map when it comes to minor clippings and that sort of thing to make grenade trajectory a little bit more consistent and to cause you to get stuck a little bit less. I'm not going to go through all of these because there's so many that are very minor and, not very descriptive. It's going to take a while to jump into the server and figure out what all has changed. However, one thing that's very notable, on a lot of maps they've fixed a ton of pixel peaks, and just on the few that I've checked, they're definitely gone. For example, the Ancient pixel peak over this door, it does not exist anymore, which is pretty exciting. Alright, so what I've covered so far is just what I consider to be the update highlights. There's a lot more in the patch notes, such as network error reporting and other minor tweaks and fixes, so feel free to check out the article linked below if you want to read about all of that. Otherwise, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave us off at that. I hope you guys enjoyed this little recap, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck, and have fun.